You are actually one of my funnest people to converse with in all of Redding, if I'm honest.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And we've gotten to know each other from real estate and lending, right?
Yep.
To, I think, our faith life, there. And then to you starting some different projects, Shiloh Park, different things that you've done. We've known each other through. And then all the way to civic service, public office, that kind of thing, where we've both been minded about like how our city runs. So all these different ways that we've gotten to know each other. But I think my favorite thing about you that I don't have that thing in the same way is the kind of visionary that you are for the things that you see for Redding, and more so even just like for the people of Redding. So I asked you to come on, kind of.
Yeah.
Also, you are one of our All Redding hosts. And haven't like triggered in quite yet.
Yes.
So I tricked you into here so we can have some fun.
Well, thanks. No, I think it's really fun to be able to do this in this format because we have had hours and hours of conversations on so many topics that involve our city and how to impact it, and in ways that hopefully are, positive, and whether it's been in housing or it's been in civic leadership or our faith. Those have all been really fun. So it's cool to be able to do this maybe in front. But I don't think, though, that we know as much, even though we've had all those hours of conversations. It's almost like finding a friend at the playground, and you like the same games, but you don't always like dig into your personal stories or your life and all that kind of stuff. You don't really know why they like that game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we've ever asked each other, why are you doing this? Like, it feels crazy to me that you're running a business and you're giving so much time to things that also don't pay you or benefit your family. But there's something about passion. There's something about giving back to your community that's so important to you, obviously. And then, and vice versa. So I think that could be kind of fun. It's like, where does that why come from?
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had that conversation.
No, I don't think we actually have.
Yeah.
I mean, we both know we're both big family people.
Yes.
So there's got to be a why there, right? Obviously. But too,
by the way, I love your husband, by the way.
I should just make him a host.
He's awesome. Oh, he would be
Everybody
great.
would like to steal him. He's now on Brittany Bayer's Guild Beauty website.
Okay.
He's a model.
Okay.
So that's new. Yeah, everybody loves him.
That's awesome. Can we get a little caption of that, like somewhere in the bottom, right, with Pork's face?
It's great. It's under what's new about waxing, because the man is very well groomed. So yeah, it's good stuff.
That's awesome.
But it's funny. It rubs off. I don't know about you. Like that being
the modeling
said,
part.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm doing that next. No, the civic service. Like it rubs off as far as like he's watched me get involved in so much, and he's like, "You're crazy," and now I'm like, "Oh, I'm watching him go down the same vein."
Well, he's not just involved. I mean, he is.
Well, now
he is in it.
This is true.
Which is really cool to see. I love, like, what a big. He would be interesting to talk to about the jump, career wise, and then why, because there's got to be a story of like.
Yes.
To make that big move, there had to have been something that was compelling him.
Maybe he's your first interview.
Maybe, actually.
He's actually a very interesting guy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. Get ready. Coming for you. All right. Cool.
I'll give you all kinds of talking points.
That's awesome.
Yeah, his story is kind of a wild one. He's part Abercrombie, part Indian, part So there's some fun stuff there. But yes, going from the hospital to civic service.
Yeah.
And partially it is because of me getting into civic service and meeting the people, and then all of a sudden he's there too. You know, so that happens. And I know your wife has had to deal with some of of the that you do.
She's not as excited about getting into it as
she doesn't want to
your
go to
husband.
work. No,
No. I think she's all right. She's like, I love my kids. I love our business. Let's do that.
Speaking of, like, I think one of the things you had brought up is like, how did we both get here? I don't know that I know your story of how you guys wound up in Redding, California.
Yeah, well, that's actually really. It's such a milestone for us. We didn't just flippantly choose Redding. It was a really interesting backstory. So in 2014, and I've told this on other podcasts before, more faith-based ones, because that context tends to understand our story a bit more. Okay. But I think those even without a faith background might relate to it a little bit, because even if you don't have a faith background, you might not point to a dream as something that is maybe from God. You might have a gut feeling that made you decide an intuition about doing something. And I had a literal dream that I was building a city with friends that changed the way I looked at my city where I was living at the time, which was Cincinnati. I'm originally a California native, but was living in the Midwest at the time. And I had this literal dream. I was with a bunch of people I didn't know, and we
And
built
you
it.
remembered it.
Yeah, I
That's what's
remembered
wild to
it,
me.
woke up,
Okay.
and I remembered it. It actually like became obsessive to me because now I saw how cities were designed, and I started asking questions. Who decided where the streets go? Who decided what houses look like? How did cities get laid out? I
Yeah.
had no idea. I mean, I renovated some homes. I did some
Yeah.
flips during the financial crisis, but I had no idea who
That all worked.
decided the street names, who decided. I
As
didn't
you're
know who a
doing that,
developer was.
do you know how I describe you sometimes?
What?
Have I ever told you this?
No. Here we go.
I'm like, this is what Josh does. It's like a Rubik's Cube is there, and he picks it up and he's like, but what if we looked at it this way? But what if we tried that? Like, that is how I describe you to people. And I
Well,
think it's awesome.
that's
But
funny.
that's
I mean,
so like that.
well, it kind of starts with like, I don't even know what this cube is yet. Like
Right.
at this point in 2014, when I had this dream, I had such a limited understanding of how city planning worked or how the process, what happened. I started researching who developers were versus like a builder. Like I've met builders. My dad was in the trades, like HVAC
Okay.
and plumbing is what I grew up in.
Okay.
So I kind of knew about that part, but that's really downstream from this developer role.
Right.
The person who buys the land, prospects it, kind of like a gold, miner who's like, I'm prospecting for gold. Well, you're prospecting this land and saying, what do you think should be there? And they're saying, I think it should be housing, and I think it should have, this mix of multifamily and this density of mid kind of density housing, and then low density housing, and then it should have a park over here, and it should have a school there, and it had a fire department there. Well, who told them to have a fire department? Probably the city told them you need a fire department there. and then all of those things, and then the street widths and the sidewalks, and which homes were more inviting, and how were they facing, and was it more of a community driven design, or was it kind of what we saw in the last 30 years of building, which is kind of a blow and go neighborhoods where the garages are out front, the cars are parked in the front. That's all you see are cars, and front doors are tucked way back, and no one knows their neighbors, and
So
they
you go
drive
into
in.
your cave and you don't come out
And
and
you
talk to
roll your
anybody.
garage door down, and I hope no one comes and talks to
Yes.
me, and no one knows anybody
So
anymore.
real. Yeah.
And I know that it sounds a little. I wasn't. The dream that I had didn't inspire this nostalgia to like take us back to the 50s. Actually, there's no way we're going back there. And actually, maybe if you were to go back there, people would say it wasn't as good as you think it was.
There was problems then too.
People actually didn't like their neighbors back then either. They might say.